How to use Blackboard and your textbook together to make your life less stressful.
Hello, everyone. This is your professor, and I wanted to drop in just for a quick little video to explain how the Blackboard site and the textbook work together, and how to find your assignments and dates and things like that. Because some people have expressed confusion. Now, if you're confused, it's probably because you're kind of overthinking it. I designed this to be pretty straightforward and as simple as possible, which is important in an online class, right? Because you're not getting face-to-face instructions. So the best thing you can do in the entire Blackboard of this class is start at the top and work your way down. So, for instance, if you haven't read this yet, notice it says start here. That would be a good idea, right? There's a lot of important information in there. And sometimes when you send me questions, they're in start here. And I'll tell you that. I don't get mad about it. It's fine. But that the information is all there for you. So you start at the top, you just work your way down. I even lettered these so you can follow them. Here is your schedule and due dates at a glance. We're going to come back to that. But for now, same thing here. We're in part one. You read about part one, then you go to 1A. See how it says A? Tells you what to do, gives you due dates. Then, so when you're in there, you just work your way down. There are the instructions at the top for the section. And it explains in here why this is here. And then, so you go to the second thing there, 1B. And all it has is instructions. And then you do that. And after you've done that, you go down to the next one. And see, it has in here the instructions. It has the due dates all listed right here. And also, they're listed, as I was telling you before, I told you we'd come back here, and the due dates at a glance, the calendar at a glance. So if you go here, you will see there's a document that tells you when each thing is due. So what I recommend you do is go back to Blackboard, back to the section, and you go back to where I said this had a bunch of due dates and stuff in it. You go to 1C, and you see, oh, there's some due dates in here. Well, what do I do? Well, look what it says. Read the intro on pages 1 and 2 of the chapter. It says up here, chapter 3, right? By this date. Now, that's a due date. I'm not going to grade you for having read it. And how could I? You either read it or you don't, but that'll be reflected in your work probably. But, that's a due date to help you organize yourself. And then do activity 3.1 by this date. And then you go down to the next thing. Read this by this date. Then read this, and notice here, this gives you specific instructions. One of these, and one of these. And then you go down, you see, just go straight down every time you go down. And so how does this work with the book? Well, you go to chapter 3 in the textbook, and you go back to where you were, and you say, go back to where you were, and you say, where was that again? Oh, I'm supposed to read the intro on pages 1 and 2 of the chapter 3 by the 31st. They better get busy. So then you go and you just read. So there's page 1, you read that, you go and you read page 2. Read it all. Some pages are longer than others. And then you go back to Blackboard and you say, okay, so I read pages 1 and 2. Now I've got to do these activities. All right, so I go back over here and I'll do these activities. So as you can see, there's a mixture of working your way from the top to bottom on Blackboard and doing exactly what it says. So a lot of times people get confused about something like this because they're guessing. I'm not sure what to do. Well, don't guess. It's all right here. Start at the top, work your way down, follow the instructions, go to whatever chapter or page it says in the textbook, do that work. And you submit everything for the first 2/3 of the semester or so. We submit everything in the textbook. So there's unless I tell you differently if something pops up, but everything in general is right here. You type your answer right here and you submit it. So you go there. Oh, you can do the next one. And then you do the next one, and then you hit submit. Now, it has an annoying thing where it doesn't let you go back and see that you submitted. So watch when you hit submit, it'll tell you if it's a successful submission. If it doesn't tell you it's a successful submission, then you should be concerned. But if it tells you it is, then you can be fine. You can be sure it's there. If for some reason it didn't record it, talk to me. We'll figure it out. But just watch for that submission receipt because it doesn't allow you to go back and check for some reason. Also, I told it I didn't want it to auto grade them. So instead, it's been putting zeros until I grade it. So if you got a 0 for work you submitted, don't panic. It just means I haven't graded it yet. I don't prefer that it do it that way, but that's the way it does it. So but otherwise, it was giving you automatic full credit without me seeing that you actually did the work. And I do go and read everything you write in the class. So yeah, I don't like that it gives you zeros until I grade it, but apparently that's what it does. So there's you some stuff about Blackboard in the book. If you haven't yet, I recommend go back to that calendar. Put these dates in your own calendar with alerts. Why not, right? I even color coded it. Red stuff has a grade attached to it. Purple stuff is just stuff you need to do, and I give you dates to help you organize your life so that you don't have to guess when it needs to be done. Just basically, there's no guesswork required for any of this. Use the Blackboard site and the book with each other and submit the assignments in the book until later in the semester when I tell you otherwise, when we do the annotated bibliography and the proposal and the reflection piece. So everything until then, unless otherwise directed, is submitted in the book. Okay, well, if you have questions, reach out to me. I'm always willing to take your questions and maybe even answer them. If I have an answer, you're never bothering me. Don't suffer in silence. Have a great evening.